For several years while I was incarcerated in Florence, Colorado, I dealt on a daily basis with the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski, with Robert Hansen, the spy from the FBI, on the Oklahoma City bombers, Terry Nichols, a bunch of terrorists every day. And I was not an inmate. I was actually an inmate at a facility down the hill, and I was sent there as a work detail. I was a clerk at the administrative max, most secure facility in the United States, maybe the world. Kind of a partial underground prison, but a place that looks like a caveway to hell. And let me tell you, walking down those hallways, you realize you're going into a facility you've probably never gone before. You swear that the walls themselves ooze mental illness and desperation. Because if you think about it, the walk you're taking going in is a walk some people have taken that are never, ever coming out. Just think about that for a minute. I remember leaving my job detail every day from there to go back to the facility where I was incarcerated, and my partner and I, the other inmate, would go out the door, and when we'd get out of the place, it was just like a breath of fresh air. Just, you're back to life again. When you went in to the ADX to go to work every day like we did, they would pat you down, you check everything you had, sometimes strip you bare ass naked, run you through multiple metal detectors to get back to an office area. They'd walk you into the office and you go in and sit down, you do your work, you had your requests. I'll tell you more about what all we did. We had some strange duties there. And then when you leave at night, it was the same thing going out. They'd walk you out to the door. You could never leave on your own. Correctional officers would walk you out back to the metal detectors to make sure you weren't taking anything with you. What the hell would you want from there? I don't know. Like I said, once you get out the door, it was like, man, glad to be out of that place. You know, it was like isolation and perfection. It is just the most depressing place you've ever been in. And I'm going to tell you some things about it real quick you don't know. We'll go into deeper. It's not what a lot of people think it is. There's a gymnasium in the bottom of the ADX. They don't use it for a gymnasium. It's got dog kennel runs in it. We'll talk about those later. There's people who actually play games in the ADX. Yes, they're isolated in their cells, but I'll tell you what they do. How about bingo? They actually have bingo in administrative max. Yep, I know. I've watched them do it. But how did they do it? That'll be the interesting thing. But what's most interesting is the correspondence we had from some of the inmates there. When you're actually corresponding with terrorists who've been convicted of crimes against this country, or Ted Kaczynski, bring it but crazy guy, or Terry Nichols, who's a self-centered ass, you get to know these people pretty good, even though you never really see them one-on-one. ADX is not what a lot of people think it is. It's probably worse than what you think it is, because I don't know if you can really picture it. Our goal during this series is going to be to lay out what we did day to day in there and let you see exactly what happened, what the correctional officers do in our presence, what the place is like from an insider's point of view and an observer's point of view. We're going to talk about what some of the inmates really wanted. They would write requests to the warden sometimes, some very strange requests to us for things they wanted, like books or maybe some things they wanted to send in. Mail they would send out to their family. They even had paintings. Some of these guys would paint things and send them out. It's some things people don't really understand that go on inside the ADX, and that's part of what we're going to be doing is talking about these things. What are they really like? You know, when you're dealing with them, when you write a letter and Ted Kaczynski sends you a personal note at work, think about things like that. And what was the interior really like? That may surprise you. This is Jack from Fed Joints to Beer Joints. Be sure, subscribe, follow along. I think you're going to enjoy this little trip. Maybe not enjoy it. Maybe you'll find it interesting. Maybe it'll creep you out. I hope not, but we'll see. I'll talk to you soon.